What would you say makes for a healthy team?
Um, Let me tell you what it looks like.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's start with what it looks like, and then what makes for it is a little harder. So a healthy team is a team where you have a lot of conflict, but respectful conflict, right?
Yeah.
We talk a lot about Patrick Lencioni's model from the 5 dysfunctions of a team. It's a team where people are willing to speak up, right? And so if I'm sitting in a room and I have a visionary or CEO and owner of a business, and he or she has 5 people also in the room with them, my expectation is that any of them are going to pitch in and lean in and argue and debate and discuss and hammer out issues, regardless of their function, regardless of their position in the business, because they trust each other enough that they'll have that conflict. If they'll have the conflict and then issues get surfaced, right? You take my situation. If we'd had a healthy team, I think somebody would have said, look, you're taking some risks. We also took some risks from an insurance standpoint in that we had some insurance contracts that really held us over a barrel in terms of what we could do. And I think somebody would have raised that, and we would have protected against those risks sooner.
Was the team just afraid to speak up?
Probably.
Yeah. Why is that?
Because myself and the president of the business, the kind of maybe my right hand man or number 2, whatever you want to call him, very strong personalities, very direct communicators, and didn't leave room for other people to speak up.
I think this is really, really helpful for law firm owners specifically, but just business owners in general to hear, because they might be in the same boat. It reminds me of, and I can't remember where I'd read this, but I think they were Korean pilots where there were incidences where there was a spike, and hopefully I'm not picking on the wrong country, but where the second in command, so I think they're called the lieutenant or whatever they're called, but they would not speak up
right.
whenever the captain was making a critical, fatal error that killed everyone on the plane.
Right.
And they just never spoke up. And they knew.
Because culturally it wasn't.
Exactly.
Permitted.
Whereas in like some Western countries, the second command had no problem speaking up.